Yeah.
Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome to our January 28th, 2025 regular meeting of the Waynesboro Area School District Board of Directors. Let us go ahead and stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, looks like everyone is here, but Ms. Hennicle, if you could do the roll call, please.
Ms. Straight? Here. Mr. Smith?
Here.
Ms. Fortney? Here. Dr. Royer?
Here.
Mr. Hamburger?
Here.
Mrs. Miles?
Here.
Mrs. Zimmerman?
Here.
Mr. Pence?
Here.
Mr. Marvin?
Here. Alrighty, so next we have the approval of the agenda. Is there a motion to approve the agenda?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
I'll go first and a second. Any discussion? Seeing none, we'll go to a vote. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Seeing none, motion carries. Alrighty, next we have the approval of the minutes of our January 14th meeting. Do I have a motion to approve the minutes from our previous meeting?
Move to approve.
First, is there a second?
Second.
There's the second. Any discussion or updates from our previous minutes? Seeing none. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Abstain.
And then we have an abstention. Because you were absent, if that was
You were
correct,
correct.
Mrs. Zimmerman. All righty. That then brings us to our superintendent report. Dr. Sherman.
Thank you, Mr. Marvin. So again, I want to take this opportunity to thank all our board members. January is Board Appreciation Month, and we had the opportunity to share a meal just prior to this meeting. Again, thank you for your dedication to our learners as well as our faculty, staff, and community. We had the community roundtable last evening. We had several board members in attendance. We also had borough, community, and a representative from the state in attendance to essentially give us an update or provide an update on the Waynesbury School District. Today, I had the privilege of attending a joint meeting between the LIU and the Office of Child Development and Early Learning. We are working with the other superintendents in Franklin County with this organization to really try to provide a more systematic approach to early childhood. Definitely Waynesboro has done an outstanding job with pre-K. We want to continue that work. So looking forward to working with that team. I was with Dr. Vincent on Deco today, and there's going to be continuation of some additional meetings. Don't want to take any thunder from the reps because Pack the House Night, you're going to talk about that. All right, and the winter formal. All right, so we're good. So thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Sherman.
I need to check with them in advance.
There you go. Any public comments?
I'm not aware of any public.
All right, not receiving any public comment. So that will bring us to our presentation for this evening, which is from our WAMs. And so we're gonna go ahead and invite them to the podium here.
Thank you very much. Long time no see here. First, I just want to thank the school board as well. All the great things that we all have going on would not be possible without all of your support. So thank you very, very much. And thank you for the opportunity for the learner showcase tonight for WAMs. WAMs has a lot of great things going on right now. A lot of great initiatives, a lot of great activities. We're headed in a great direction. I'm really excited about everything we have going on. And I knew this, obviously, the showcase was coming up, and I was reflecting on what I wanted to highlight of all the good things we have going on. And honestly, the choice was very obvious and very easy to make, which was student council. Student council has for years done an absolutely incredible job, long before I've been a principal and then definitely in my tenure as a principal. They do amazing. They do an amazing job. I'm excited to bring them all here today. I know they're excited about some of the things that they're going to be highlighting here. This year specifically, they've really taken on a lot of leadership roles, a lot of new initiatives. Not to steal their thunder here and get them talking, but I'm excited for them to bring it up here. So these initiatives and things that they are doing too range from student activities like the Valentine's Day dance that's coming up. New this year, we have a dodgeball tournament coming up that they're very excited about. And word has it, there's going to be a staff team as well. So I don't know how we're going to make out on that. I'm not a betting man. I'm not sure I'd bet on the staff against a bunch of middle school students in dodgeball, but I'll keep everyone posted there. But then the whole way to the other, more serious end of the spectrum, where we now meet monthly with the building leadership team and myself personally to discuss important issues and help guide decisions that are made at the building level through student voice. So a lot of good things going on. There are two advisors, Amanda Duffy and Ashley Funkhauser right behind me, two of our great eighth grade ELA teachers. So with that, I will let you guys introduce our counselors who are going to be speaking. Come on up.
All right. Well, good evening, everyone. I'm Ashley Funkhauser, and this is Amanda Duffy. And we have the pleasure of working with our fantastic WAM Student Council. These students are such a dedicated and passionate group. And tonight, they're excited to share what they've been up to. So from organizing events that bring us all together and finding new ways to support one another in the school, they've been busy making a real impact. I'm really proud of all of their hard work, and I'm sure you'll be just as impressed as I am when you hear what they've accomplished and what they're planning to do next. So, without further ado, Lisa, go ahead.
Getting old.
Good evening, members of the school board, administrators, and community members. Thank you for allowing us to speak tonight. We are here to share the accomplishments and goals of our student group as we continue to foster school spirit, community engagement, and collaboration. First, let's take a look at what we've accomplished in the past. One of our proudest achievements was organizing a food drive that collected over 700 items, all of which were donated to our local human services organization. This effort brought students, staff, and families together for a common cause, showcasing the generosity and compassion within our school community. We also participated in the Downtown Scarecrow contest, where our creativity and teamwork were on full display for the community to enjoy. Additionally, we began monthly meetings with administration to discuss student concerns and share ideas for improvement. These meetings have helped build stronger communication and trust between students and staff, ensuring that our voices are heard and considered. Lastly, we organized Spirit Weeks designed to uplift morale and bring a sense of joy and unity to our school. These theme days allowed everybody to express their creativity and participate in fun activities that brighten the school environment.
Now let's talk about what we're working on right now. We are currently planning a staff versus students dodgeball tournament. This event promises to be a fun and exciting way to foster friendly competition while strengthening the bond between students and staff. It's been incredible to see the enthusiasm from both sides as we prepare this event. Additionally, we are collecting and organizing feedback through our school's new Lighthouse program. This initiative encourages students to share their thoughts on what's working well and where we can improve. It has already helped us identify new ways to enhance the school's experience for everyone. Looking ahead, we have ambitious plans for the future. One of our main goals is to organize a grade level competitive field day. This event would include games and activities that promote teamwork, school spirit, and healthy competition. We envision it as an opportunity for students to build stronger connections with their peers whilst having fun. Beyond field day, we aim to continue our monthly meetings with administration to ensure that students' voices remain an integral part of decision making at our school. We also hope to expand our involvement in the community by participating in service projects and outreach programs that make a positive impact beyond our campus.
In conclusion, our mission is to create a school environment where students feel connected, supported, and empowered to make a difference. Through past achievements, current projects, and future goals, we are committed to being active contributors to our school and community. Thank you for your time and support as we work together to make our vision a reality.
Thank you very much, guys. You did an excellent job. Like I said, a wonderful group of students, young and upcoming leaders. I can't wait to see what the future holds for them. And just to say publicly too, for the dodgeball tournament, I think Dr. DeShong should be the team captain for the staff.
Well,
Thank you
Mr.
again for the
D'Angelo,
time.
we'll make sure with Dr. Holton and Mrs. Gildy that our health plan is up to date and current for all our teachers.
You can sign a waiver.
We'll sign a waiver or something. So, for our three students, well done. You don't have to say this out loud. You can just nod your head. Was this the first time for any of you speaking in a crowd such as this? I'm saying nodding heads. Well done. We try not to be intimidating, but we can understand how this could feel intimidating if you've never done it before. But you three did very well, and so much appreciated and great work. I will say you are welcome to stay. It does get more exciting, but not as exciting as what you did present just now. Before you leave, I'm sure Dr. Sternheim would love if we could get a picture with the advisors and our students and their parents before you all leave for the evening. But thank you all for coming out. So, moving on in our agenda, I'm going to invite our student board reps up.
Hello everyone. So for those of you who don't know, I'm Zachary Kaiser. This is Zoe Bowerstocks. We are student board representatives for the students for the high school. We're both sophomores. We're both sophomores.
Are you sure, Mr. Kaiser? Okay.
We're both sophomores and it's really fun. Tonight I'm gonna be talking about Minithon, Pack the House, and the senior night for the swimmers at Mercersburg. But first, 2 weeks ago, you guys did ask me to send out a Google form on FID days versus days added on to the end of the year. I got the results back. It's like 2/3 of the student population preferred FID days to days added on to the end of the year. I can send you guys the actual numbers if you would like, but for right now, that's all I have. Minithon is this thing that is originally from Penn State. They do this thing called Thon, which is run by the Four Diamonds Foundation, and they provide families who have kids suffering from cancer with a bunch of, they provide them with money to pay for the medical bills, which can cost a lot of money. And it's super important to the families at the school. And we had a Minithon pep rally where there was four donation boxes, and a bunch of the students donated money. I don't know how much money we got in total, but it looked like a lot. Pack the House was last Friday, and it was awesome. A lot of kids showed up, a lot of school spirit. We won, which was first time in a while that happened. It was awesome. It was awesome. It was a really cool environment. There was fundraisers, there was trivia. It was awesome. It was really cool. And then the high school swim team, who hasn't lost a meet in 2 years, or they're undefeated. They have their senior night at Mercersburg Academy this weekend, so that'll be fun.
My big point is the Waynesboro Color Guard and Indoor Drumline have their first competition at Greencastle Antrim High School this Saturday. Percussion performs in the afternoon and Color Guard performs in the evening. As part of the Minithon event, community members are encouraged to attend the Sweetheart 5K Fun Run. It costs $20 to participate, and participants receive a t-shirt, and there is a course mapped out to run a 5K. I think that's all I have.
When is that?
That is on February 15th.
You don't have to run the whole thing.
I don't think I'm gonna be running anything, but wondered when it was.
Todd
Yeah.
Sean can run it for us.
Only runs when she's being chased.
Yeah. So, all righty. Well, thank you both very much. And Mr. Kaiser, thank you for following up on that. It's much appreciated.
Appreciate it.
Can I add something to the high school report? I understand I was in the high school more than 50 years ago. There's another undefeated team being recognized Thursday. The wrestling team from 50 years ago. I saw it on Facebook and put it on my calendar. Are you news to you? I know. But evidently, last fall we recognized that undefeated football team. at a
Mhm.
football game. And then there was another undefeated team, which I'm not sure, was that girls? Field? Hmm?
It's the same class.
Okay, but was it a girls team that time? Another support? Anyway, there was an undefeated wrestling team evidently. So they're being recognized at Thursday's wrestling match.
So in 50 years, we'll be celebrating the swimming team.
Maybe, yeah.
So,
Yeah.
alrighty, thank you both.
Can I just follow up? Dr. McCallum had indicated that, I guess there was $300 that was raised for the mini-thon, during the pep rally.
Wow.
And, there's a color guard and drum show in Waynesboro on February 22nd. And, we're very fortunate. We have a lot of, athletic booster clubs that are very active. They're very active. They plan events and we're not always included, but we're very excited. So we will definitely follow up with that information.
Very good. That'll bring us to our board reports for this evening. I know there's something on the agenda, but any updates from policy committee for tonight?
Yeah, policy committee met on January 23rd. There were 7 policies and 2 ARs on the agenda, and we made it through one.
That's quite all right.
There was a lot of good discussion though.
Yeah.
It was based on, it was attendance, the attendance policy. So had a lot of good discussion, and I think we made some headway and some improvements on that policy.
Awesome. Thank you. Academic. Any updates from the academic committee? That you, Dr. Deshawn, Dr. Warrior, any updates from academic?
not.
Nope.
If
Okay.
I could just add, I know
Yeah.
tonight, we did have to take, we took pockets off for tonight. It's gonna be on the next time, or it's gonna be on the next agenda. They wanted to fix some stuff up in their bylaws.
Okay.
So, and I did add in the Friday folder, if, join them at the Chambers having they're having a mixer it's Mr. Dr. Sternheim and I both were able to visit on separate occasions, and it's a pretty nice spot, so.
Very good. Facilities did not meet. That was snowpocalypse, and so we ended up canceling that meeting. And budget has not met since last board meeting. The plan is for February for facilities and budget to attend at the or have that meeting at the middle school. Look at some potential projects for the summer. So that is the details to follow on that. That will then bring us to our business for the evening. We'll start with personnel. Dr.
Good
Sean.
evening, Mr. Marvin, everyone. Good to be here. And we appreciate each and every one of you on the board, as Dr. Sternheim mentioned, and thanks for all you do. Yeah, we're seeking your approval for 3 support staff resignations, 4 change of assignments, 5 support staff appointments, and 1 professional staff, Katie Kaiser, as a school nurse for the middle school in Maury Elementary. And then last but not least, 4 requests for leave.
Thank you. Is there a motion to approve the personnel as listed?
Second.
First and second over there. Any additional comments or? Seeing none? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions on this one? All right, motion carries. Up next, we have tenure.
Yes, so I'm just gonna go ahead and read this off. So, but we want to, in accordance with the state section 1108 Pennsylvania School Code as amended, we certify the following temporary professional employees has completed 3 years of satisfactory service in the public schools of the Waynesboro Area School District. They have earned tenure and shall be provided a professional employee contract. And those folks these are the folks we're recommending to you for approval for tenure: Elizabeth Barnhart, Derek Becker, Gabriella Christ, Eric Cranks, Alyssa Scott, and Nicole Smith.
Thank you, Dr. Deshawn. Is there a motion to approve the tenure items as listed?
So moved.
Second.
First and a second, thank you. Any additional discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions on this one? None. Motion carries. As we continue on in our agenda, we have the LIU General Operating Budget for 25-26. Is that you, Dr. Holtzman?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Go ahead.
So this is for the Lincoln Intermediate Unit's general operating budget, 25-26. They have an increase in there, but our increase is essentially, we have two pieces. We have really their kind of admin costs that we pay for as a general operating piece. That does not change too much, as we noted here, about $100. The other costs really are kind of pass-through costs depending on usage. So it floats up and it floats down depending on the actual usage itself. So whatever services we might need to use. But this is their general operating budget. All the districts participating in the IU will go ahead and vote on this. Once they have a majority, it passes anyway. But that's what we're presenting for your approval.
All right. Holtzman. So is there a motion to approve the Lincoln Intermediate Unit 25-26 General Operating Budget Resolution as presented?
Move to approve.
First, is there a second?
Second.
Second. Any additional discussion or questions?
No question. Mrs. Straight,
Yes.
or I guess either one of you, this has not really, that probably doesn't have anything to do with the budget, but did they make a decision on the pool?
Oh, they're filling it in.
Get into classrooms.
Oh.
Yep.
Hmm.
Like a couple million. Keep
Yeah,
it up
to
and
keep it up
renovate
and
it.
running.
Believe me, poles ain't cheap.
No.
I think from when they closed it at COVID, like it kind of eroded and
Wow. Yeah, because the
Uh,
water wasn't in
yeah, like
it
all the
and-
sides around it are popped out and
Oh, okay.
So believe the workaround, they thought if, essentially the learners have not been able to use the pool. At the superintendent's meeting, we did some brainstorming. If there were a need, they can obviously utilize the YMCA. I know it would entail travel. I think the other, issue is that obviously you need an individual who is certified to be able to be in the water with the learners. So, I
Sure.
know it was a very lengthy discussion. I think it, at this point is probably the most financially sound decision to make.
And they have a lot of other major expenses
Mhm.
that we obviously will be
but
participating
we really
in.
wanted the pool.
Yeah, we
We
try,
really
we
wanna-
appreciate it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Any further discussion or additional questions?
Yeah, I'm trying to make sense of this pie chart on the revenues. And am I reading it correctly? I think it's 73% of income from programs and enterprise revenue. Is that correct?
Can you remind me what page that's on,
It's
sir?
20.
7, I think.
There we go.
Pie chart on 20.
Oh, pie chart,
Oh,
page
okay.
20. Okay, thank you.
There's 2 projects.
Programs and enterprise revenue, essentially what that is the districts participating in using the IU services. So that's across Franklin, Adams, and York County as well.
Fees for services.
Correct, fees for services. And ours do vary each year. Again, it depends on the need and the students that we have and the services that are needed.
Good. Anything else? Seeing none, we'll move to a vote. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Continuing on, we have bus drivers. Dr. Holtzman.
Yes, sir. We have 3 drivers that have met the criteria for transportation, and we're asking for approval.
Right. I'll have a motion to approve bus drivers as listed. Anyone to move?
Move.
First. Is there-
Second.
And a second. Any additional discussion? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. The next item on our agenda is the first reading of policy. So this is discussion only. There's no action this evening. Any additional comment, Mr. Pence, on this one?
Yeah, probably the biggest point of discussion was on page 5, talking about the cumulative 10 days that require a mandatory providers or doctor's note. It was decided that days that were excused by a licensed provider or school nurse won't count toward. That was kind of the biggest change, or the biggest point of contention. And this policy actually is part of 204.1, which is educational trips. But we started on that and then they kind of intertwine. So, but I thought there was a lot of good discussion, a lot of good input from boots on the ground, and
Very good. So policy is in front of you for your review. Again, this is first reading only. I believe policy committee has another meeting for additional discussion or questions, both from the board and the public before we officially vote on it in a couple of meetings. Is there anything additional discussion or questions?
I have one question.
Mm.
Okay, the delegation of responsibility. So it says, shall annually notify students, persons, et cetera. Why are we not notifying the local magisterial district judges? That was crossed out.
I guess till we get to that point, like it wouldn't get to that point until we go to court.
So I believe when we read through it, it was more or less saying that we would allow them, or we would provide, this is just notifying within a learner handbook. So, I mean, ultimately, we can provide learner handbooks because that would outline, our expectations. So and interestingly enough, this policy was actually part of the policy committee in 2023 and sort of got lost in translation. So that's why the date is not completely lined up. And we had to re-review it again this past week. So I honestly believe and I can't recall because I probably would have been myself, maybe Dr. Roy would have been there. I'm not sure why that originally was crossed out. We had a limited discussion at policy saying that, oh, well, that doesn't really matter because at this point, we're not involving the district magistrates. It's simply a situation where we're needing to involve the people most likely to be interacting with the students. Our hope is our children do not have to go to the district magistrates, but I mean, it's just a matter of if we want to include that, it's up to the committee and the board.
Okay, just a question because we do have students going to the district magistrate. So, I mean, my question was, why shouldn't they know what our policies are? But it's fine. I mean, the fact that it was crossed out, but the youth agency is alerted, but our district judges are not. So anyway, it was just.
Yeah, I think that has to, the magistrate would get the policy probably upon request if a student reached that number of
If it gets
absences,
that far.
then they would have to go in front of the magistrate. And then the local children and youth agency was case like a child's missing, I think. That's works that into.
Yeah, so normally there's sometimes a correlation between something else that might be going on at the home and there's already involvement. And so then we would also notify from an attendance perspective. So this is simply the notification. I don't have I mean, all our attendance information is online anyway. It's accessible, but I mean, I do not recall why that was initially struck out of the policy, but we had a limited discussion.
I don't think we struck it out.
No, we didn't.
was already struck
I
out.
might
It
have
didn't
in
make sense that
2023, but at this point. We glossed over it relatively quickly and then we continued. This was not a primary focus, but I mean, again, we can take that into consideration.
Additional comments or questions on 204 attendance? Seeing none at this time. Again, I believe policy committee is open to the public to attend and to provide public comment at that time. Board members, if you have additional comments, I'll point you in the direction of Mr. Pence, who's chairs that committee. There's no additional comments on that. Let's move to our financial business. Dr. Holtzman, if we could do numbers 1 and 2 together, please.
Yes, sir. Thank you. So we have purchase orders for general fund cafeteria, requisitions in there as well as treasurer's report. And we're catching you up with the holidays from 2 months worth there on the treasurer's report.
Is there a motion to approve the financial business as presented?
So moved.
First, is there a second?
Again.
Second, any additional discussion or questions on our financial business this evening? Seeing none, let's go ahead and vote. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Right. As we continue on, that'll bring us down to our comment section. So first I'll open it. Any Clayton Cabinet comments for this evening? Dr. Holtzman.
Sure, I have a quick one. Obviously, in the last, say, 24 hours, there's been a lot of conversations about federal funding and whether that, how that will impact school districts. At this point, we're not aware of it affecting our school district budgets or anything along those lines. It's not affecting our food service program at this point. But as we have more information, we will certainly advise the board and the community as well. At this point, there's no changes, so we're continuing to do free breakfasts and free lunches and things of that nature as qualified for the lunch program, depending on the school. Thank you.
Anything else from our Clayton team?
I just wanted to give a kudos, shout out to our admin and teachers for a really good professional learning day we had here the other week. All around, it was great. I know our middle school and high school got together and had vertical discussions across their specific content areas. And then our elementary folks spent the day digging into the stills science standards. So I also want to, and Mr. Marvin, you could probably speak to this too. I had the opportunity to be with you as well as Mr. Fisher, Mr. Heil, Jenny Herringer from the Chambersburg Chamber of Commerce, and is it Derek?
Derek Taylor.
Derek Taylor, to be involved in one of the lessons where you got a grant for some of the chips, and they were doing some soldering and things like that. I don't know if you probably talked about. We got some good pictures of that, so it was nicely done, and appreciate it.
Anything from our board? Any board member comments for this evening?
Yes,
Mr. Hamburger.
today at Rotary, we had a visitation from, 2 counselors and 8 students from the leadership, what the name of,
Leader in me?
yeah, you get it, gray hair. Leader. They were quite impressive. They did a poll and apparently, how you could improve the, school, and it revolved around facilities. He recommended improved, ceiling tiles, better paint on the walls, and of all things, better lighting in the classroom. So apparently we have dungeons somewhere. And I recommended that they contact Mr. Holtzman and come to a facilities meeting.
Which is going to be at the middle school in February. So
And we better bring candles.
there you go. Very good. Any other board member comments this evening?
Yes, I want to thank Dr. Sternerheim, Dr. DeShawn for the board appreciation dinner this evening. We appreciate it, and the payment alone is enough. So we don't. It's just extra, but. And the middle school band members who performed tonight, thank them for coming out. They did an excellent job. Thank you to our middle school folks for being here and our students. And I especially like the part about student voice. I heard something about student voice, and I think that's very important to hear what our kids, have to say and how they can contribute to the overall school culture as well. So I appreciate you all for that. And was there something else? That was it.
You mean the student table?
Oh, yes,
Some-
from, how many did I saw one from Hooverville, Summit View.
Mrs. Stefano.
Definitely. Mm-hmm.
And we appreciate all of the sentiments there. And so, yep, thank you.
I will expand on Dr. Sean. Mr. Fisher was a award recipient from the Greater Chambersburg Chamber Foundation EITC grant. And part of it was digital electronics, kind of a new class elective that is at the high school now. And it went to purchasing supplies. So myself, another board member from the foundation, and then Jeannie Herringer, who's the executive director, were invited to Mr. Fisher and Mr. Hiles' class, and got to see students working with miniature circuit boards and soldering, and what makes a good solder versus a not good solder, which I didn't know. So I learned something there. It's not just, put a hot stick on something and put some solder. They actually had to make sure they had the right resistors and the different ohm measures and some other things that I was not sure of what they were doing, but it was fascinating. And one of the things that the takeaways myself and the other board member took was all of those students were engaged. They all wanted to be there. They all wanted to learn something new and something technical, and had a chance to speak afterwards. And that's a skill set that can be used in a variety of fields. And so you think technology and electronics is ever evolving, but it's everywhere. Mr. Heil made the comment that Walmart is one of the biggest employers of computer specialists because of all the technology they need to run their stores and their warehouses and things like that. And so it was a great encouragement to see the good work that our teachers and students are doing in our schools, and a privilege to be a part of that and to witness that. And I will also echo thank you for the board appreciation dinner this evening. And so it is both a privilege and a weighty duty at times to serve on the school board, because at the community roundtable, someone asked the question, how do you evaluate that you are a successful school? And one, you can always evaluate it on test scores. Are you responsible financially? Discipline records, but it's actually an unfair question, because the true evaluation doesn't happen until 15, 30 years down the road. My evaluation of my high school career is probably happening right now, even though I graduated a number of years ago, how am I contributing to my community and as a citizen? And so as we think about the work we do here now, there's immediate impact, but we're really investing in the future, in the long term, and the true evaluation doesn't happen necessarily in a test score, but it happens 20, 30 years down the road. And the people, the type of people and the character people we produce. So I think we are producing great character people in our district, and we have great character people working in our district for those students. So on that note, I will stop talking and we will wrap up. I will ask the board to remain for a quick 5-minute executive session on a personnel matter. But we will adjourn. We'll go to our exec session and not return. So I will entertain a motion to adjourn for this evening. Is there a second?
Second.
Second. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Thank you all very much.